Professors that have been offered sexual favors by students or students that have offered sexual favors to professors. What happened? Not exactly being offered sexual favors for a grade, but when I was at in a certain small humanities department, there was this anonymous campus confession site that was a big trend with the undergrad students at our university. Lots of confessions about wanting to F certain professor/TARs. One day, a confession appeared on the page from a student who had a crush on a male TAR from our department, which went into rather lurid detail about everything she, or he, couldn't tell, wanted to do to him, and it mentioned the TAR's gorgeous blue eyes. I suppose the student didn't think that was too identifying, but they severely underestimated how small our department was. We had 10 graduate students total, 4 of whom were TARing that semester. I was one of them, but I'm a girl, and 2 of the guys had brown eyes. The only male TAR with blue eyes was mighty uncomfortable and had to go through the rest of the semester knowing that one of the students in his section was sitting in class every day having elaborate sexual fantasies about him. I taught in a university for a while. I had a student in my Spanish class who was not doing well. I had a break after the class she was in and offered to help her for a minute and guide her so she could hopefully study more effectively. We stayed in the classroom with both doors and all windows wide open. I sat down next to her to go over some material, and about 10 seconds into it, she put her hand pretty high on my inner thigh. I pulled away and told her that it was inappropriate, and I wrapped up our meeting with some instructions on what she should work on. I left and had no interest in making a big deal out of it. A couple weeks later I had a colleague approach me and say that she had heard that I had made a pass at this very same student and that I had put my hand on her thigh and that she rejected me. I got out in front of it and didn't experience any repercussions, but that was a bit scary. I never helped another student anywhere but a public place on campus, like a cafe or in a park. Lesson equals learned. Mad feelings for this one professor. He had me collect the student surveys at the very end of the course. It was just me and him left, and it seemed like my perfect chance. Me, so I'm from city, if you're ever around there. Him evading, haha oh wow you're from there? That's cool. Me, right so if you're *VERAR**OUND, that area feel free to email me. Him, evading so hard, oh woo. Me, **JUSG email me, if you ever wanna get coffee. And then he just started backing away from me shaking his head and going whop **TLDR, got rejected hard. Short story from someone I used to know. She was struggling in her astronomy class and went into office hours for the professor. She kept making hints and using body language to signal she was DTF, but apparently the prof just kept slowly moving the picture of his family on his desk further towards her until she left. My dad was my mom's statistics professor in college, so I guess I happened. Me and my brother constantly give her shit for getting an easier. Make out W a person at a dance party 4 days later I walk into my new semester class. She was the professor. We were both a little surprised. I was the network admin at a 3,500 student university and had a girl ask me a couple of obviously leading questions about how the grading software worked and if I had access to it. I did, but changes were audited. Then leaning close to whisper in my ear, being careful to drag her breast against my arm as she did so, that she would do a NYTHING I wanted if I would give her a B in a class she needed to graduate that spring. I also had an aunt offer me what she thought was the amazingly large sum of $500 if I would fabricate a complete degree for the son of some church friend of hers. The amazing thing is that 2 professors and 1 academic support staff lost their jobs trying to do the same sort of thing for students while I was there. Not a very exciting story, but here's mine. I was a lab instructor at a local college years ago. At the time, I had no control over grades, just attendance, and I could give opinions on students' work and such. No real power. Co-worker buddies and I would go out to a local club and we'd sometimes see some of our students there. One was kinda friendly with my buddies, since they had her as a student before me. I never talked to her, but she'd come around and say hi sometimes. We actually didn't have staff email addresses, so we'd give out our personal ones for students to ask questions and such. The student from the club starts emailing, mostly just asking questions about her project and such. Nothing untoward. Eventually, it starts getting a little flirty. She starts coming over and going out with us occasionally. We ended up hooking up when she had 2 weeks left in my class and like 6 weeks before graduation. We kept it pretty quiet, but people knew. Nobody seemed to care at all, but I think a lot of people just assumed we were together long before we actually were. We are coming up on 18 years together now. Great, you made it to the end. Now smash that like button and subscribe for even more videos like this one.